Well, the spelling and grammar has vastly improved in comparison to the beginning of the first two fanfictions, but it's still not quite perfect, so I'm afraid there will still be a penalty, albeit this time only 2 sins. Misty should not be able to understand Jolt. I mean, there very well could be a translator built into the headset, but until I see evidence of this, I'm counting it as a sin. You sunk my battleship! What is this? A map for ants? Seriously, what is the deal with these arrows? You just couldn't wait, could you, Deathseer? Damn, Deathseer, back at it again with the bad names. It's about damn time! Triple sin remover in celebration of Deathseer finally spelling the surname correctly. However, this had better stay consistent. Otherwise, I may have to retract my mercy. Jolt has gone from being 4 feet at the start of the chapter to suddenly being 4'9". Someone may want to check the transformation hasn't picked up again. To anyone reading this fanfiction for the first time, I give this warning to you. ¿Por qué no los dos? Theoretically, if that explosion was so huge, Jolt and or Chikaria should have been caught in the blast, or at least damaged by the debris. That's not gonna do a lot in terms of protection. And he does this... why? This Chikorita has her priorities straight. I like that. Do we need to have a talk about not every scene needing sexual references? For the first time in my life, I think I actually agree with Misty. If Jolt already used his map to determine the location, why does he need to ask Chikaria? Can we get a yes chant going for this Chikorita? Thank you. Also, here's a sin remover. Chikaria earned it. Seriously, you think that makes it okay? That doesn't make it okay. Double sin penalty. Just because it works doesn't mean it's a good idea. Which he would have carried where? This Chikorita is quickly becoming my favorite character. Despite your earlier statement that the rest of your group had escaped. There it is! A few questions. Where did they get the parts for all of this? How do they power all this machinery? And finally, how is all of this not given away their location? This is a lie. Misleading chapter title, as they only gain 1 new ally. That's putting it lightly. And the Russian currency makes a comeback. You know, Jolt could have avoided this whole transformation thing if he hadn't opened his big mouth in chapter 20 of PUL 2. I mean, everyone was dying in front of me. I had to relive the most traumatic experience of my life, and an entire town got turned into Russian currency again, but whatever. Considering Jolt's anger issues, I imagine the whole base is covered in craters by this point. Where the hell did Josh come from? Which is a fair call. Chikaria, please, I was actually starting to like you. Don't ruin this for me. Why not? That's exactly what he is. While we're at it, let's add sexual predator, master manipulator, and womanizer to the list. And to top it all off, a double sin penalty. I will. It's pretty much in my job description. But I will insinuate that Deathseer needs to do something about these arrows. Seriously, it's getting out of control. Actually, the more I get to know him, the less I like him. Funny how that works out. This whole Pokespeak translator thing is a huge conundrum with a lot of contradictions. So much so that I don't have time to do a full explanation. That may come later, but for now, I'll add a sin for all the confusion it's caused me. For the 3,654th time, Josh, no! So they're underground in the middle of a forest, and they have working plumbing. How exactly? Josh is a plumber now? Since when did Pikachu have knees? It just goes body, foot. With how messed up these kids are, they'd probably enjoy it. That wasn't exactly his point. Honestly, I could probably go back through this entire series and not find an instance of the word kiss without the word passionate in front of it. Seriously, Deathseer, learn some new adjectives. Actually, he only got suspicious because you showed up when you did. Should we be preparing our defenses in case Chris attacks? No! Let's build a tunnel so these two can have sex behind Ash's back. Especially when you pretty much mention it while he's still in the room. His best friend banging his daughter? And you seriously think he won't object to that? Just because Caterpie is technically the worm Pokemon doesn't mean it makes sense to substitute its name in that particular phrase. Hang on, what's the conversion between Chikorita years and human years? Which ones are we using? Are they any different? Ugh, my brain hurts again. Also, if that was meant to be a recap chapter, it didn't do a very good job at recapping. Thanks for clearing that up. Isn't your base located underneath a clearing in the forest? Why is seeing another one so shocking?
It's a trap!
Yes, because the first thing your mother would do after waking up from a 10-year coma is trap her son in a net and laugh evilly about it. If that Boneclaw was really coming at Jolt with blazing speed, he wouldn't even have time to finish that thought. When you need subtitles for your own fanfiction. Oh, you have got got to be kidding me. We have clones now? What's next? Vampires? Okay, now's a good time to point out that this story will contain lots of references / flashbacks to a side story called Jolt and Ashley's Forbidden Love that details an alternate timeline that takes place after chapter 28 of PUL 2. I may or may not sin that in the future, but I thought I'd let you know in case some of my sins may not make sense in the current context. Alright, with that out of the way, let's resume the sins. Want me to show you my DeviantArt? There's plenty of it there. Really? I don't remember Pokemon having to shout their attack names in Japanese every time they use a move. This basically happens to a certain character later on, so yes, I'd say so. Which is a surprise considering how much time he spends staring at Tail. Yeah, I'm still on that. Despite Jessica initially stating on multiple occasions that she was going to kill Jolt. I thought Chris wanted Jolt dead, and now he's providing vials to increase Jolt's power. Alright, this guy wins the Attitude Turnaround Award. Jessica is a terrible delivery Pokemon. If you haven't read the side story, this makes no sense. If you have read the side story, this still doesn't really make any sense. Okay, because there are so many rapid flashbacks, I'm just going to play the harp twice. Once now, and once when it's all over. Got it? Good. Let's go. Almost, Jolt. Almost. That hole got there... how exactly? I'm no expert on physics, but I'm not sure that would help. Either Jessica is taking way too long to throw her bone daggers, or someone pushed fast forward on that flashback.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
So it looked like it hadn't been turned at all? So is he on the ground or the bed? Dessia, if you're going to change your mind, don't do it mid-sentence. I'm just going to say right now, this flashback really didn't need to be separated into parts, since each event happens one after the other. Okay, Ashley, now you're just showing off. Pissed off stabbing! Delicate claw removal. More pissed off stabbing! Headshot 360 no scope! Phew, that's finally over. Where's my harp? Can you two even do that? I get that it's a legendary and all, but still, reversing timelines seems outlandish, even for someone like Mewtwo. To be fair, they were never actually born. Original character, don't steal. Holy crap, Dessia somehow managed to predict Generation 6. Well, that is if there's also a Pokemon Y gene. Damn, Dessia, you want to start picking lottery numbers? I don't see how this would draw blood. Hurt like hell, yes, but draw blood? Well, that's questionable. Well, at least it's only one this time. But it's just Jolt and Ashley. Oh wait, that's all that's left of the Ketchum family, isn't it? What, too soon? If he was caught by Ashley, then he wouldn't have hit the floor. You know, villains would win a lot more often if they didn't beat around the bush and just did what they were aiming to do. Jessica, Ashley is unconscious. She can't hear you. If you want to kill her, just do it already before... Too late. This transformation apparently also causes Jolt to become religious. Also, between Jessica's transformation and Jolt's transformation, I can't tell which one is edgier. But the edge is real. Oh, it's damn real. Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast. Yeah, I punched a woman in the heart. I saw that. Jolt killed a bitch. Dessia, we get it. She's coughing up blood. You don't need to remind us every 3 seconds. Shouldn't there be a hole there? A being I shall dub as Edgy Jolt. Because trying to kill you and your sister apparently isn't a good enough reason. Those should probably stay where they are. And that's probably why they're all dead. Or not. You weren't really clear on that front, Chikaria. Tell that to alternate timeline, Jolt. Oh wait, you can't. He's dead. Still too soon? Methinks they were running out of code names. The Ilex Forest. Yeah, good idea, Misty. Hit him over the head while you're flying on his back. I'm beginning to think Destia can't go a single chapter without mentioning sex in some form. You know what we haven't seen in this series up to this point? Incest. You know what we're going to see way too much of from this point onwards? Take a guess. On one hand, I'm currently having sex with my father's best friend. On the other hand, I started an inbred family with my own brother in an alternate timeline. What the fuck is wrong with me? You sunk my battleship! Again. I guess that he's your brother argument has just gone out the window. How do you fuck up the word position that badly? Oh, Jolt is gonna leave her with so many questions. At this point, I think Deathsea has just forgotten about the Pokemon-human language barrier, as there are barely any attempts to explain how they're able to communicate. Which is like his regular 3-hit combo, but with the word dark in front of it for added edginess. Beta reader? This story had a beta reader? This story had a beta reader!
You fool!
Wait, I thought Jessica was a clone of Julian. Now she's a clone of Chris's mother? But what the fuck is going on? So a clone used a clone. Cloneception. Cue unnecessary sex scene, if you could even call it that. According to PUL2, Deathsea doesn't like writing rape scenes. So what would you call this exactly? Hey, Chris finally hired some fucking cleaners! I don't think that's how foresight works. Calling your own son Cargo. Lighting mouse. Does that mean Josh's codename is Plumbing Mouse? I don't think Ash is gonna want to off his own son. How do you fuck up the word flu that badly? This is already a situation, and a pretty bad one at that. Sweetheart, no one in this family is normal. Electrobuzz? Really? Deathsea, consult the Pokedex and then get back to me. Short answer, it can't. Long answer, it can't. Damn, I knew I shouldn't have hooked my vital spots to the internet connection. Huh? What? Oh, you're finally done. Good, let's move on. Hi, Through, I'm Redskin 1000. Doorbell roll. Oh, how convenient. For the plot, that is. For Ash & Co., it's actually quite inconvenient. Man, Jolt seems to be unconscious in the worst places today. Get to the deflecting! Now stand aside, worthy adversary. 'Tis but a scratch. A scratch? Your arm's off. No, it isn't. Well, what's that then? I've had worse. You lie. Come on, you pansy. Did you check to make sure that wasn't Charlie? What? Misty's plummeting to her death? Hang on, I'm just checking my Facebook. That's a funny meme. It looks like Jolt, but edgier. Harp time. Joltarius? Is that supposed to be Edgy Jolt's name? Nah, I'm sticking with Edgy Jolt. It's more appropriate. If that bone claw is still inside the Gengar, then Gengar shouldn't be gushing blood. Blood loss is actually quite minimal when a blade is first inserted. The major blood loss doesn't occur until after the blade is removed. Thank you, Ace Attorney. Again, this is really only a 2-hit combo. The Thunder Punch is the first hit, while the Bolt that incinerated the Dragonite is the second hit. So it should be called Edgy Jolt's Dark 3-hit combo that actually hits twice. Yeah, I think that'll work. Unless the Pokemon Y-Gene changed the color of his stripes, there is no explanation as to why those stripes aren't brown like they should be. Do we get good Wi-Fi in here?
A few moments later.
Okay, the rest of this is just copy-pasted from Chapter 4. There were 8 sins in this section, so let's add those to the sin counter and move on. Wait, how does Jolt know it's called the Y-Gene? Jessica never told Jolt what the gene was called, and the only time it's been mentioned by name is when Jessica was talking to Chris. Therefore, Jolt shouldn't know the name of the gene. That is actually only half a pound off of Charizard's actual weight. Either Deathsea actually did some research, or that was the world's greatest guess. Either way, I'll give that a sin remover. So, Julian is ridiculously strong, Jolt is ridiculously strong, and now Ashley is ridiculously strong. Place your bets, who's next? Okay, Ashley may be strong enough to carry Charizard, but there's no way Charizard would fit on her back. This fanfiction in a nutshell. I pray it doesn't trigger when he gets horny. How do you fuck up the word further that badly? Yeah, he's your brother for partially decayed vegetation's sake. In an alternate timeline, an incestuous relationship with Jolt that even resulted in inbred children that may or may not have existed until we ran into a haunter bitch and I returned to the house to find everyone brutally murdered by some gang whom I received a brutally murdered, then I murdered that haunter bitch and then Jessica and then I think Jolt and I was sad until mutual reverse time because that's apparently possible now. And this time I fell in love with my dad's best friend and I've been having sex with him behind that side. Now I remembered everything. Game bullshit superpowers and I can't decide between incest with my genetic ultra fucking female the moose brother or secretly making my dad's best friend and the world's gonna shit and I don't know what to do.
2 hours later.
Actually, since the timeline got reversed, it looks like you did. Okay, from this we can establish that Ash's 6 kids are officially Jolt, Ashley, Josh, Alexia, Coda, and Camellia. Well, looks like I was right about Takesha getting next. I told her that would happen. It happened in an alternate timeline. A better question would be, how can you remember? Yeah, that's my job. Wow, Ashley basically called Mio a plan B, and he's okay with this.